When I was 13, I was at my doctor's appointment. Imagine me sitting on a paper-covered exam table with my feet swinging off at the edge. Across from me is a social worker with a clipboard balanced perfectly on his knee. And a medical resident is standing right beside him. This guy looks up and calmly and clinically says, "What's your plan for college? You know, most kids like you don't make it past the age of 18. I had no idea what that meant. By the time I could turn my head to get validation from my mom, she was already up on both feet. My mom, a Greek immigrant mother of 4, stood up like a crack of lightning. As she motioned to the door, she asked to speak to them outside. And while that door clicked shut, I can hear through the thick brown wood, "If you ever speak to him again, I will break your legs." That moment's burned into me, not just for what she said, but it's the first time someone's fiercely and unapologetically stood up for me. I was diagnosed with cystic fibrosis when I was 8 months old. CF is a genetic disease that quickly eats at your future. It starts with a faulty protein in your body that affects the way salt moves in and out of cells, causing a thick and sticky mucus to develop. Imagine your organs are covered with rubber cement. Rubber cement covering your organs. So thick, you can't cough it up. So thick, your pancreas gets clogged and you can't break down food. For the first 13 years of my life, I had no idea my life expectancy was 18. I just thought my parents were being dramatic. Have you met a Greek family? Not till that room. Not till those 2 guys said it to me out loud. So, hi, my name is Pete, and I am not supposed to be here. Not here on this stage. Thanks. Not here on this stage, not here in this body, and definitely not here at 40 years old. But I am. And it's not because I beat cystic fibrosis. It's because I had help. For most of my life, I kept my disease a secret. That is 38 years of silence. I got so good at it. I would time cough spells to hit during my bathroom breaks. When friends would talk about college or the future, I'd tell a joke or just quietly walk away. I have pictured my funeral more than any of you have pictured your wedding. And while I stayed quiet, the smallest things became my lifeline. Like a sibling who wouldn't flinch when I pulled out a breathing machine. Or a friend, when I was having a coughing fit, would bring me some water. Or a doctor who, through explaining the science, would pause and remind me that I was just a kid. And parents who made a lifetime of medications and doctor's visits feel pretty normal, except for when my mom decided to break someone's legs. Not one of those moments cured me, but it did make my life livable. And it did teach me one lesson I could never unlearn. Small acts of kindness matter. And they matter a lot. And then one day, a small thing became a really big thing. In 2019, a new medication was introduced that fixes that broken protein in my body, and the mucus is manageable and I can breathe again. A study recently shows that 90% of people living with cystic fibrosis today have a newly found life expectancy of 50 and 60 and beyond. And that is nothing short of a miracle. But here's the kicker. How do you plan for a future when your entire life they've been quietly telling you not to? That future comes with a very relentless and messy reality. It's trying to support yourself when you didn't go to college because you didn't think you'd live long enough to use the degree. It's finally getting some hope that you can start a family, but realizing you need expensive fertility treatment to not pass your disease to your unborn child. You see, when your lung function's low, you qualify for disability. That means a small monthly check and coverage for your medications. And then this new drug comes out, and it works, trust me. It works so well that your lungs get stronger. But as they get stronger, the support falls away. So you're left with this brutal choice. Stay sick and keep your coverage, or try to get healthy and figure it out. I was really lucky. I had the means, so the decision was so easy. But as I went to celebrate, I was met with something different. So many people with my condition didn't have the same luxury. And that broke something in me. To this day, it still brings me physical pain. But I stayed quiet for a long time. The silence was safer. I know how to disappear into it. And then one day, a friend posted online, her disability was getting cut off, and she had to make that choice. Stay sick and keep her coverage, or get healthy and figure it out. And that's when I couldn't look away anymore. So I reached out and I helped. And while I helped, a word kept echoing in my head, Filotimo. It's a Greek word. It's an idea that you leave someone better than you found them. It is to help someone and not expect anything in return. So that's what I did, quietly. Maybe it was a gift card for food or a rent check, and eventually a couple needing fertility support, so I helped there too. And then something beautiful happened. Other people started to notice. And what started as one small act of kindness turned into a collective. That collective turned into momentum, and that momentum is now the Filotimo Foundation, a nonprofit dedicated to helping people with CF all across the country. Guys, that did not start with a grand vision or a business plan. It started with a heartbreak. I was going through a hard time a couple years ago, and my little brother, of all people, told me this story. A man is walking and somehow gets stuck in a well. The walls are tall, it's dark, this guy can't get out. So he starts shouting. A person walks by, sees the man, and immediately takes off and does nothing. He starts asking for help again, and now this time, a person stops, leans over, and says, "Hey, it's okay. You can pull yourself up. You can do anything. Just grab the brick and yank, and eventually you'll get yourself out." Offers no real help, just advice, and walks away again. Now the man feels extremely hopeless, like everything's against him and there's no way he'll get out. He shouts one more time. This time a person hears the man, walks over, crawls right in the hole and sits right next to him. The man panics and he says, "What are you doing? Now we're both stuck." The person replies, "No, we're not. I've been here before. I know the way out. And when you're ready, we'll get out together." The world, our world, does not need more heroes shouting from above. It needs more people willing to climb down into the well. Oh, and that social worker, the one my mom threatened to snap in half, he reached out earlier this year. He said he saw my name in a newspaper, and he remembered that day. I told him the truth. He changed my life, but not by saving me, by waking me up. If there's one thing I can leave you with from our talk today, it's this. The next time you find that thing that breaks your heart, try to refuse to walk away. Thanks, Mom.